Hi there, a very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live in this live session with you all on this Sunday morning. I hope you all are well and trading very well and investing into the market in this downturn. So today I'm going to discuss about three or four companies where you can invest for the next 2 months to be safe and to be investing in a safe manner. Second thing I'm going to do is answer your queries as well and a little bit talk about the market. So I do agree with many of the comments coming through that my assessment of the markets go mostly wrong, 90% of the time wrong. But just to begin the session, I normally do it by assessing the market. This time around, from now on onwards, I'll be focusing on specific stocks which could do well in the short term, and we'll discuss that. But just a line would be there for the markets and how markets would be working. So, hi there. Hi, Kushal. Hi, Bharat. Morning, Mr. Pawar. Thanks a lot for all the support on Patreon and being a YouTube member and also being a WhatsApp member, those who are on WhatsApp. Uh, it has been a pleasure helping you all people with trades, with investment, with advices, with all those things. Going forward, would try my best to bring in more better companies for long term and companies that could do extremely well over a long period of time. So let's begin the session. I'm not hoping for a huge numbers as it's a Sunday morning, but would like to do it on Sundays in the morning because I get less time throughout the day, as you would understand. So just a word about the market, a line about the market that it's around 16,980. It's below 17,000. Uh, Unless it gets past 17,350 on a closing basis, market is in a downturn for the moment in a very short term, and I think the next you can say support is around 16,200 or so. So a 700-800 point fall is not out of the realms, and we could see that uh, if the market again reaches 17,350 400, then we can say that another low around the recent lows have been made and the market could go higher, but the market could remain range bound for the next 3 4 months. That's what I envisage at the moment. So what needs to be done then for the next 3 months as to what could be the trade for the next 2 to 3 months that one can take? So I brought forward some of the stocks, at least two, three stocks, two from pharma, two from IT, and one from the consumer staple. The consumer one is Tata Consumer. The way Tata Consumer is behaving and the way it has fallen, yes, it can go to 700, 710 levels if the fall really picks up. You can buy around 700 levels. 670, 680 is a grand is a strong support. So buy around 700, 710. Stop loss 670, and please do take care of stop losses. And I am expecting 800, 820 on the stock, so 15% upside in the next 2 months, 2.5 months. So all these trades which are for short term are for 15 to 20%, no more than that. I don't want you to get into a stock and then make 15 20% and the stock reverses. So if you get 15 to 20%, then you book your profits at that point of time. Two stocks from the pharma space, and why I'm now looking at the pharmaceutical space from a very short term time frame is because of the market condition, and you have to be extremely sure of what you're buying in the pharmaceutical space. So one is Dr. Reddy's around these levels at 4,500, 4,600. One can accumulate the stock. There's strong support around 4,200, and we could see levels closer to say 5,200, 5,300 in the coming few weeks, in the coming 6 to 7 weeks. So that's one. One is from the mid cap space, and I think Lotus Labs is making a base. So there are two things to it. One can buy around 470, 465, 470, 475. Those are very decent levels to buy Lotus Labs at. and probably look to exit around 540, 550, or around 530 to 540. I'm not saying that it's going to hugely perform. There'll be again retracement into the stock, but those who want to buy from a 3 years perspective also can buy at these levels of around 500 to 470 levels. I think 440, 450 is a decent support. Keep a stop loss at 440. Look for 530, 540 to exit. And those who want to buy from a 2 3 year point of view can definitely buy here and look for a target closer to 800. I think new highs should be made in Loris over a 2 year period. I think 800, 850 is a possibility. So these are the two from the pharma space. Two stocks from the IT space. One is Infosys, that has scaled new highs. I think there is more legs to Infosys. You can buy at current levels. I think for the next 1 month, 1.5 months, there could be a rally there. Yes, there could be some retracement. So keep a 6 7% stop loss if you buy around 1730, 1740, around these levels. Keep a stop loss at 1630 and look for 2000 on the stock. I think 2000, 2030 is very much possible in the next, you can say, uh, next 6 7 weeks or so. So it's a 7 week trade, and also from a long term perspective, it looks like IT could mid large cap IT could perform in the next 1 year and could perform really well. So you can keep it from a 1 year perspective as well. Something like Infosys. Another, and this is a small cap, you can say, IT stock, although it has run up a lot, but is making a very good base. So it's a trade, not an investment at this prices, but a trade, and this is Birlasoft. Uh, I expected a fall in Birlasoft towards 420, 430. It did not happen, and it's showing a lot of strength. You can buy at current levels. 470 is a good stop loss to keep, and I'm looking at 620 in the next 2 3 months on the stock. I think in the next 3 months, by March or so, March April, you should get to around 620, 630 on Birlasoft. So one can buy around 490, 480, and have a 4 month time frame for a target of 620. So Birlasoft, Infosys from the IT, Divi's Lab, and Loris from the pharma space, and you have Tata Consumer from the consumer staple. These are top class companies, a very good pedigree, and safe companies to hold. So if something goes wrong, you're not able to sell on stop losses, keep track of stop losses. Do watch this video again so that you understand about stop losses. And if you're not able to keep that on, then you can probably drag your investment towards a 1 year period and still make money. These are the kind of stocks that we are looking at the moment. All right, so I'm ready to answer your queries. Kindly use the super chat, super sticker feature that will help me grow the channel, help you also ask some questions and eke out answers in greater detail. So, queries will be answered here. So, Shubham, you bought into Happiest Minds and SBI cards. Hold something like 3 years. I think Happiest Minds should head towards, should give you at least 60%, 60 to 70% upside from current level. So you should be looking at 2000 on the stock over a 2 to 2.5 year period. Similarly, SBI cards, you keep on accumulating. These are difficult times for these types of businesses, but over a 3 year period, this could be huge. I won't be surprised if this goes something like towards 2,500 or something of that sort. So it's at very reasonable levels. Keep on accumulating. If you don't have the money, just hold on to your investments, and you'll be able to do well in these. All right. I would say avoid intellect design. Newgen software is good, but again, small cap IT, mid cap IT has run up a lot. You look at even mid cap IT, something like a Tata Elxsi at 70 80 times earnings. You have other stocks trading at 70 80 times, 60 times, 50 times earnings. These are difficult times. I mean, if the market has to fall, these are the companies that will fall. So avoid at the moment. Look at large cap IT for a trade. For investments, yes, you can look at these companies from a 3 to 4 year perspective. All right. Pix transmission, I need to go through the numbers and the company altogether. Once I go through it, I'll definitely make a video, so won't be able to comment now. Endurance is a good stock to buy at 1650, 1600 levels, at current levels from a 3 year point of view. See, all auto ancillaries, they are very good buys at these levels. Something like Motherson Sumi at 210, 211, something like GNA Software, which GNA Excel, which has come down appreciably from the highs, but have patience with them. See, TTK Prestige has come down, but that doesn't mean that you get into the stock. I would say there are many other consumer stock. As I mentioned, Tata Consumer. There is ADF Foods, which is at good levels. Agrotech Foods. These are businesses that are doing well and just fallen because of the market fall. Many others. So you look at those companies rather than something like a TTK Prestige from a 2 year perspective. Mastech, a disclaimer, I have the stock and I believe 4,000 is possible on Mastech in the next 6 to 8 months. Uh, Showing great strength. 2,400 is your stop loss, and target 3,500 and then 4,000 over the next 8 months or so. All right. See, Adani Ports, I don't track Adani Group stocks, so I won't be able to comment on them at the moment. Okay. See, Latent View has come out with very good IPO. The numbers are good, everything is fine, but the valuations are stretched. So I would say you can buy Latent View closer to 550, 560 if you get that those levels. Those are good levels to buy. Talking about IPOs or recent IPOs and a point about it, Sigachi Industries is around 420, 430, 400 levels. Any levels below 400 are decent levels to probably get into something like Sigachi Industries. From a 3 year perspective, if you have the money separate and if you are a little bit, if you can take a little bit of risk, I think Sigachi has come down to very decent levels at current levels at the moment. I think persistent systems, to me, somehow it is an avoid. I don't see the business is good, but there are better companies to get into. I think the large cap IT space, HCL Tech, TCS, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, they will, I think, will perform over the next 13, 15 months. So one should look at that space at the moment from a 1 year perspective rather than mid cap IT. See, Somani Home Innovation now, it was a buy around 400, 390, and uh, uh, I mentioned that to the Patreon members and the members on YouTube, etc. 380 to 400 are good levels to probably get into. But at the moment, wait for some sort of a decline probably to get into something like that. All right. See, Lal Path Labs is a good stock to get into from a 1 year perspective. I believe that Dr. Lal Path Labs should be doing well over the next 1 year. I think what you need to do is buy incrementally, buy at current levels, buy at 3,000 if it gets there. Very good support there. It's a decent company to get into and invest into. Trading, I won't suggest unless it gets past 3650, 3700. Do not get into it from a trading point of view, but from an investment point of view, you can definitely keep on accumulating Dr. Lal Path Labs at current levels. See, LT Foods has run up, and normally in the rice stocks, these kind of moves do take place. But I feel what you probably should be doing is avoiding at the moment because the move has already taken place. So don't look at it now. Probably around 60 was a good time to get into something like an LT Foods. Colgate is a good stock to get into from a perspective of around 4 5 years, something that can give you 13 14% CAGR safely. uh, so that's the call. See, InfoEdge has fallen. I don't know the reason. Probably FII is exiting the markets, and InfoEdge high FII holding was there, so they are selling. I think now is the time to get into it between 5,000 and 5,500. One can keep on accumulating InfoEdge, and you could see very good levels in the next 2 years. So have a 2 year perspective while buying into an InfoEdge at these levels. I think short term it would become a buy above 6,000 or 5,800, 5,900. But long term perspective, I think these are decent levels to get into. Heavy selling has taken place already. 4,800, 4,900 is strong support on Info Edge. You can book profits in Xplayer Solutions. I think you look at, if you're a trader, look at, or a 1 year player, look at large cap IT, large cap stocks at this point of time rather than looking at mid and small cap. I think there'll be more selling there in the mid and small cap arena. KPIT Tech is also good, but again, I keep on saying large IT companies above 40, 50,000 crores should do well. Something like a Mindtree better than KPIT to look at. Decent company, Borosil Renewable, the kind of business that it is doing, but again, buy it considering that you have a 2 year view. Don't buy it as a trade, and it can go down 15, 20, 30% even from here. 15, at least 15 to 20% from here, the way I see the market. So if you're okay with that, yes, you can buy it. Fundamentally strong company is something like a Borosil Renewable. All right. Okay. Someone asked about Asian Paints. So what I can say is probably Asian Paints is something that one should keep on accumulating for 10, 15 years. I mean, it should not be that you buy into Asian Paints and you trade into it in that manner. So I think it can be accumulated upon. There was a query about CDSL as well. CDSL is a buy below 1,500, closer to 1450, 1460. A disclaimer, I might be having the stock. 1450, 1460, good levels to get into CDSL, and probably you could see 2000 in the near term. I still believe that 2000 is very much possible on CDSL from 6 months time frame. See, APL Apollo, Astral looks good. I think Astral looks good. Any decline towards 2100 is a buy on Astral for a target of 2600 in 1 year time frame. APL Apollo, I'm not that sure because the move has already been, the stock has already surged a lot over the last 6 months. I think there has to be some decline in the stock for you to probably consider the stock at this point of time. Tejas Network, I don't have a view at the moment, haven't tracked it that much. I would prefer Dr. Lal over Thyrocare. So that would be the call, Manish. Okay, Gale, I would say and avoid these gas companies at this point of time. Avoid if you really want to get into something. MGL could be good. Nazara probably see all these companies, platform companies, online companies, latest IPOs, etc. They are all buy from a 6 year time frame. Otherwise, you could be stuck with the stock not moving a lot or either going down. So take your call. I think FL looks good. I think FL with the kind of I heard about the management commentary, etc. I think FL could be on the verge of another 40-50% move over the next 2 years or maybe 1.5 years. Very quick 40-50% move. One can accumulate here and on declines to 1,000 can be accumulated. I think FL is a decent buy at these prices. Okay. BEML, I would say avoid most of the government oriented companies at this point of time. Okay, LTTS is also good, as is the Lhasa and Tubro Infotech. I think LTTS is also you can consider as a large IT company, and one can accumulate here. And I think once IT performs, so for the next 6-8 months, they will perform. I've talked about Birla Soft already, Jayaprakash. You can reverse the tape and look at it. Okay. See, Abbott, Sanofi, all these kind of companies, Asian Paints, Pidilite, HUL, Colgate, all these kind of companies are very good 5, 7, 8 years play. I won't say you can trade into them. So kindly take that on note and you can buy at these prices. Okay. Solar industries, I won't say that you look at it. I think Loris is better in the pharma space, I would say Laurus Labs rather than Solar Industries, or something like Borosil Renewable rather than Solar Industries is something that one can look at. Okay. Sonacoms wait for declines. I think in all auto ancillary, there could be more fall coming in and wait for that decline. And by large auto ancillary leaders in the space, again, I say GNA, Excel, Endurance Technology, something like Mothers and Sumi, these are top notch auto ancillary to buy into. Kilpest, I would say hold a disclaimer. I might be accumulating the stock. Uh, Kilpest is a 5, 7, 8 year play. In the next 3, 4 years, should do well. Do not trade into it. I don't see it going below 400, 390. I think if you are okay with that, you can sell and probably look at 390. 390 could be coming, but very positive on the stock from a 8 to 10 year time frame. So that's the call on Kilpest. Expensive, I would say Saregama. I know HNIs and fund houses are buying into something like Saregama, but I would say avoid the stock at this point of time. Wait for major declines. Okay. See, on listing, you sell Map My India. I think listing price is extremely high. Most of the stocks you should sell. The listing should be very good, and then probably buy on any declines going forward. IRCTC as a trade can be bought below 800, 760, 770, but I would say avoid as an investment with the way the flip flop has taken place with the government. I would say it's an avoid. I've talked about previous Denpro and I won't like to talk about it. I would avoid the stock. That's my call. IEX could be headed towards 240, 250. I think you can accumulate from here till 250, 240, 245 levels. And I see 300 on the stock again in the next 2, 3 months. I think the move will begin again in all the stocks that have done extremely well recently. The move will start again. It's just that the selling needs to stop from FIIs, and things have to reverse, which would should reverse from 16,200 onwards. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for being online. We'll be online on Thursday evening again to answer your queries. Kindly do subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon so you get my videos straight away when I post it, and support me on Patreon. Thank you.